It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for the Walking Dead spinoff Dead City. We have a new trailer which looks pretty awesome, which we're going to be breaking down in this video. Now, I personally wasn't expecting this trailer to blow me away, but it actually looks pretty epic and it definitely gets me hyped for the show more than I thought it would, at least when it comes to the visuals of it and the environment. That's the thing that blew me away because it just looks super awesome. It looks fresh and I absolutely love it. I don't know whether the story is going to be as fresh and as unique as we want it to be, but the visuals definitely do have that going for it, which is great. So stay tuned. We'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. So this trailer actually starts with this shot of some sort of a truck with a Mad Max type shield in front of the vehicle, and we actually see that it's approaching two people who looks like a man and a kid. I don't know if this is Negan or not. It doesn't look like Negan, but we do see Maggie is the one behind the wheels, so she was driving. And we see this shot, which is from the exact same scene. Now, even though I said it's not Negan, it probably is. It's probably his stunt double. And the reason why I say that is because we do see Negan wearing a similar type of outfit here. So it's going to be interesting to see who that kid was that was with him. I'm assuming that the reason why this scene is happening, which is a fight between Negan and Maggie, is because of how reckless Maggie was when she was driving. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's probably the reason why they're fighting. But we do see them with knives going at each other, which is pretty awesome. I mean, we did see this in the promo photos that they released, so it's not new. I'm definitely intrigued to see what this is all about and what leads to this fight and what the outcome is. I hope that it's not underwhelming. I don't want them to kill each other, but I want some good dialogue. I want some good back and forth between them. We have a bit of that dialogue here. Maggie says, "I thought you're better on your feet," to which Negan says, "Good to see you too." So this is supposed to show Negan's comedic side while showing Maggie's serious side, and maybe a blend of both of those things. But for me personally, this dialogue is a little dry. I feel like there's probably a bit more to it. I hope there is a bit more to it to make it more intriguing and interesting. And then we see this shot of the vehicle. I think I called it the truck earlier. It's not a truck, it's a van of some sort. And then the next shot we have is Maggie behind the wheel. In the voiceover, Negan says, "You don't trust me." Pretty self-explanatory, not much to break down there. But then we do see Negan is in the back of that van, and we do see the kid who was probably the one running with Negan earlier here. And it looks like she is sleeping and Negan is trying to comfort her. But we do see Maggie closing the lid of the window. So I'm assuming that Negan talked too much, got on Maggie's nerves, and that's the reason why she's closing the window. And we see Negan here reacting to Maggie closing the window on him. The next shot we have is this, Maggie looking at Negan most likely, but in the voiceover, Negan says, "Hell, I wouldn't trust me either." So this is a response to what Maggie said, which was, "You don't trust me." And then we have this shot of Negan. I think this is like the rear view mirror on the vehicle, and it's Maggie looking at Negan, who's sitting in the back. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. And it's obviously nighttime that they're driving. And then we see this shot of three people approaching some sort of a hotel or something. Now, one of these people has a cowboy hat on with a piece of paper in hand. And this obviously connects directly to another shot that's in the trailer. We see the same guy with a cowboy hat on with a wanted poster. Now, there's a bunch of very interesting stuff happening here. One, it's a wanted poster of Negan which is super cool. We do know that there's going to be people after Negan to bring him to justice for the stuff that he did when he was the leader of the Saviors. And we know that this guy here is a bounty hunter hired by someone to do just that, bring Negan to justice, basically find him and kill him. Now, I have a separate video talking more about this. I did talk a little bit about it in a different video, but I'm gonna dig deeper in a separate video coming up probably tonight, so stay tuned for that. And then we have this shot of Negan face to face with Maggie. Negan says, "So you're gonna tell me where the hell we're going?" So it looks like maybe their journey is a mystery. At least Negan doesn't know where they're going. Maggie probably does. And then we have Maggie here with her new outfit, which is cool. And she's obviously looking at something that's shocking her. And then we see this shot of a boat, and we see obviously walkers in the water. And it's revealed that this is the boat that's getting them to where they're going, which is Manhattan. Now, this is super awesome from a visual perspective. It looks pretty amazing. I have no complaints. The other shot is this one, which is from Manhattan, from New York City. Looks freaking epic. I absolutely love it. The only complaint I have is that it was too dark, so I had to lighten the picture. I hope it's not as dark in the actual episode. But this just looks super awesome, super detailed, and it just looks amazing. The other thing that we have to keep in mind is this is a city shot. So basically we see a wide shot of the city, but I don't necessarily know if we're going to get a lot more of these. I think they might have shown us most of the big ones in the trailer to tease it. If not, then I'll definitely be surprised. I hope that's the case, but I feel like these are the only wide city shots that we're going to get. And I feel like for the most part, we're not going to really see the atmospheric New York City. It's probably going to be mostly indoor shots or shots of things that look apocalyptic, but they're not really showing us New York. You know what I mean? Like it could be anywhere. So we're going to have to wait and see if that's the case. But if this is a small glimpse of what we're going to get, I'm hyped. But if this is most of what we're going to get, then I'm disappointed. But then we have this pretty cool shot of Negan hiding next to a taxi. Looks pretty awesome. He has a knife in hand. And then we have this shot of an ambulance in the city. Looks pretty cool. And then we have Negan and Maggie here. Maggie says, "I got a plan." We have this shot, which is interesting. It looks like they're throwing some type of body part in some water. And it looks like this is like a scientific experiment or something. We see the heads in the water here. So I'm assuming this is what was happening. They were throwing body parts of walkers in the water. This actually reminds me of World Beyond and the stuff they were doing there. I could be way off, but I feel like they might be connecting the dots a little bit in that aspect as well. And then we have this shot. Looks pretty awesome. I don't know where this is. Maybe a train station or some sort of a military compound or something, but it looks pretty awesome. We have Negan and Maggie obviously approaching. We do have a military vehicle in the back, so that's cool. And there's smoke. The visuals, the atmosphere looks pretty phenomenal, and I'm definitely super excited to see how much more of this we're gonna get. I feel like if they're giving us all of that in the trailer, like I mentioned, then there's nothing else that's gonna surprise us. But if they have a lot more that they're hiding and waiting for the actual release to give to us, then that's awesome and I'm super hyped. And then we have this shot of a boxing ring. We have a few survivors in the middle and a bunch of walkers approaching. Not sure exactly what this is all about. It looks like this might be some sort of a gladiator type thing where someone is forcing survivors to fight walkers to survive. Something along those lines, like a Squid Game type situation. I could be wrong, but it looks like that's what this is. And then we have this shot of, I think, Negan and Maggie in the sewers, and there's a pile of walkers, which is cool. And then we have this shot of Negan and Maggie. There's walkers all around, like a herd of walkers down below. And it looks like this might be like a showdown between them, because it looks pretty intense, like they're gonna go at each other and fight. There was a leaked thing that came out, which I think is connected to this. Not gonna get into that too much, but I feel like that's probably what's happening here, some sort of a showdown. I doubt anyone's gonna die as a result of this, but it's definitely some sort of a showdown between these two characters. Some walkers here, some disgusting looking walkers. Maggie's fighting a walker here. I think this is the mutated walker, or the walker that looked like he was mutated, which we saw in the other trailer. So that's super awesome. We see Maggie here fighting off walkers, and there's a pile of walkers she's sitting on. So I think what might be happening is this is right after the showdown between Negan and Maggie. So maybe Maggie fell and had to fight walkers, and this is her angry face looking at Negan when she was able to kill the walkers or something like that. And then we have this key art type thing. So the Walking Dead Dead City title card looks freaking amazing. I mean, that background is definitely super awesome, and as a key art, I can't complain. I mean, this looks freaking fantastic. We have the Statue of Liberty, we have some New York City buildings, we have some fire on the side. Now, the only complaint I have about this is there's no walkers. It would have been cooler if there were some walkers in shadow somewhere in here, but this obviously doesn't show any of that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that's everything I wanted to go through in this. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.